Hey everyone, it's Jack from Kinotone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to update the firmware on your ribbons. It's super quick and easy. Basically, all you have to do is play a 2-minute WAV file into the input jack and you'll be good to go. I'll cover a few different options for doing this, using an iPhone, a Mac with Apple Music, and finally a Windows computer connected to an audio interface. There are a lot of options for how you could do this, but hopefully this will help you to understand how it works and then you can use whatever setup makes sense for you. One quick disclaimer, the firmware update WAV file is not meant for human listening, and playing it back at extremely loud volumes could potentially damage your hearing or other pieces of equipment. So do not connect Ribbon's output jack to any other equipment until the update process is complete. So I'm an iPhone user, and the way I usually do updates is just using my phone. Here, I've got an 1/8" cable. This can be a TS or TRS style cable. And then I've got an 1/8" to 1/4" adapter. And then I've got an iPhone Lightning to 1/8" adapter. So I'm going to connect those three things. And then I'm going to plug the 1/4" connector into the input jack of Ribbons. And then I'm going to plug the Lightning cable into my phone. Now on my phone, I'm going to pull up KinotoneAudio.com and I'm going to tap on the Ribbons product and then scroll down to the Firmware Updates tab. You'll notice it says here that all firmware updates for Ribbons are on the Ribbons development blog. So we're going to head over there. And if I scroll down to the bottom of the page, I'll find the latest firmware for Ribbons, which at this time is version 1.2. So I'm going to tap the link here, then I'm going to click download, then I'm going to click open in. I'm going to open it in downloads. I'm going to tap the zip file here to unzip it. And then I'm going to tap the WAV file here to get it ready for playback. Now that the WAV file has been downloaded, I recommend putting your phone on airplane mode, just because you don't want a notification or something else to interrupt playback of the update file. Then I'm just going to make sure my phone volume is set to about 75%. As long as it's over 50%, it should be fine, but I usually keep it right around 75%. All right, now I'm going to grab my power supply, but before I connect it to Ribbons, I'm going to hold down the push button. You want to make sure that the push button is being held down while you apply power. Now the LEDs on Ribbons will start to glow, and this means that it's ready to receive an update. All I have to do now is press play on my phone. After about 6 seconds, you'll see the 2 foot switch LEDs start blinking green. This tells you that Ribbons is receiving and processing data. It will do this for about 2 minutes. We're going to fast forward through it, but once it's done, the 4 page LEDs will light up green, and Ribbons will boot up normally with the new firmware installed. Now I'm going to show you the update process on a Mac using Apple Music, aka iTunes. So here I've got an 1/8" cable. Again, you can use either a TS or TRS style cable. Then I've got an 1/8" to 1/4" adapter. I'm going to plug the adapter to the 1/8" cable and then plug that side into Ribbons input jack. My computer has a headphone jack, so I'll plug the other side right into my computer. Now, same thing, I'm going to head to KinotoneAudio.com, then click on the Ribbons product, and I'm going to scroll down and click Firmware Updates. And then I'm going to head over to the Ribbons development blog. And at the bottom of the blog is the latest version of the firmware, which at this time is version 1.2. So I'll click the link to download it. Then I'm going to unzip it. Now I'm going to open Apple Music on my Mac. In the top left corner, I'm going to go to Music, Preferences. Then I'm going to click Playback. And you want to make sure that you turned Sound Check off. This will apply some additional processing to the file, and it's going to give you some issues. And then you just want to make sure that your volume is set to about 75%. Now that the WAV file is downloaded and Apple Music is set up correctly, I'll get Ribbons ready for the update. So I've got my power supply, and I'm going to hold down the push button while applying power. And now Ribbons is showing me that it's ready to receive the update file. So I'm going to head over to my downloads folder and double click the WAV file to play it back. After about 6 seconds, the foot switch LEDs will start blinking green, which means Ribbons is successfully receiving data. Again, this takes about 2 minutes. We're going to fast forward through it. Once it's all done though, the 4-page LEDs will light up green and Ribbons will boot normally. Last, I'm going to show you how to update Ribbons using a Windows computer and an audio interface. In this particular example, I'm using my Motu M4 USB audio interface. I also have a 1/4" to 1/4" stereo TRS cable. So on one side, there's a TRS connection, and on the other side, I have 2 TS connections. You could also just use a standard TS to TS cable. What's most important is the audio is going to be played back on the tip, which is the left channel. So I'll plug the TRS side into Ribbons input jack. And I'll plug the other side into outputs 3 and 4 on my audio interface. The tip will go in 3 and the ring will go in 4. So now I'll head over to kinotoneaudio.com. Click on the Ribbons product. I'm going to scroll down. I click firmware updates. And then I'm going to head over to the Ribbons development blog. Then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and download the latest firmware, which at this time is version 1.2. I'm going to click up here to unzip the file. And then I'm going to click extract all. Click extract. This unzips the file inside my downloads folder. I'm going to open up that folder. Now I'm going to go to the bottom right-hand corner and click on the volume icon. I'm going to click this arrow. I'm going to make sure I have it set to output 3, 4, which are the 2 channels that I have connected to Ribbons. I'm also going to go down here and click show hidden icons, and I'm going to make sure the sample rate is set to 48 kilohertz because that's the sample rate of the WAV file we're going to be playing back. Finally, I'm just going to make sure that the volume output is set to 75%. All right, now that I've done that, I'm ready to play my audio file into Ribbons. I'll take my power supply and I'm going to hold down the push button and then apply power. Ribbons is showing me now that it's ready to receive the update. I've got the WAV file all ready to go here in my downloads folder. And so I'm going to double click it to play it back. After about 6 seconds, the foot switch LEDs will start blinking green, which means that Ribbons is now receiving data. This takes about 2 minutes. We're going to fast forward through it. But once it's done, the page LEDs will light up green and Ribbons will boot normally. So if something goes wrong during your update, Ribbons will detect any problems and throw an error code with the LEDs. Say, for example, we're running a firmware update and I get a bad connection. Like here, I've just disconnected the cable. It will show some red LEDs, which basically means that it received a bad data packet. One issue I've run into is using these 1/8" to 1/4" adapters. Sometimes over time, the connections can get oxidized and generate some crackly sounds if you happen to bump them during playback. So just something to keep in mind. Another scenario could be if your playback is stopped or interrupted by maybe a glitch in your computer or notification. Windows is notorious for generating unexpected notification sounds, so just try not to touch your computer during playback. In any type of failure scenario, though, Ribbons should detect it and it will flag it with 1 or more red LEDs. If this happens, just double check your setup and try starting the update again. A successful update should look exactly the way it does in this video. If you're ever having trouble and just can't seem to get the update to work, don't hesitate to contact me and I would be happy to help you figure it out. I hope this was helpful and thanks for watching.